2 million years ago, Africa began to change. Lush forests gave way to dust and sun. For Homo habilis, survival now meant one thing above all: water. Every sunrise began the same, a desperate search through a world of thirst. In this desert of survival, instincts ruled. Hesitation could mean death. Before the day ends, someone must find water or not live to see another. The morning begins in silence. Even the wind refuses to move. The group numbers 6, 3 adults, 2 juveniles, and an aging female. They follow ancient instincts, reading the ground for footprints of antelope or elephant. If the beasts have survived, they'll lead to water. But predators know this too. Each movement, each scent carries risk. The young male carries a stone core, their most precious tool. With it, they cut meat, shape wood, and defend against danger. But no tool can conjure water. They traveled toward a distant line of green, the promise of a dried riverbed. The air smells faintly of moisture, or maybe memory. Suddenly, the elder stops, a sound beneath the earth. Using hands and broken stones, they dig. The soil grows darker, wetter, and then a trickle, brown but alive. They drink greedily, sharing turns in silence. Life returns, for now. But the desert is never generous for long. Soon the water will vanish, and the journey will begin again. Water dictates life, death, and every migration route. Homo habilis learned to remember, to follow the rains by season. But storms can deceive. Predators stalk the weak along these same dry trails. To survive, they take shifts through the night. Every sound in the darkness could be salvation or death. When dawn returns, they move again, weaker but alive. The oldest female lags, her steps falter. Compassion is a new instinct for this species. Together, they walk on. Days pass, the world offers no mercy. Even stone tools can't break thirst. But where others perish, they adapt. They use memory, and now cooperation. This is the beginning of shared survival. Their world is cruel, but their minds are changing. They fashion stone flakes to open marrow bones. They learn to follow vultures to hidden kills. They use sound to call each other across dunes. Each discovery buys them another sunrise. Invention becomes the weapon against extinction. One evening, thunder breaks the horizon. For the first time in weeks, rain. They dance, they drink, they live again. In these moments, evolution rewards endurance. But survival brings new questions. Where next? They begin to wander farther than any ancestor before. They map the land with footsteps and memory. They leave behind marks, stones placed in patterns. Curiosity drives them beyond hunger. They follow rivers that last a season longer. Children learn paths from the old. This is knowledge, the first inheritance. Soon, knowledge will shape the species itself. Brains expand, communication deepens. Survival becomes story. The world itself begins to change with them. New species watch the rains and the humans who master them. Every drop of water tells a story of persistence. Each survival carves a step toward tomorrow. And from thirst comes thought. The desert that once killed them became their greatest teacher. Through suffering, they learned foresight. Through thirst, they learned cooperation. And through memory, they began to think like humans. Generations later, their descendants would stand taller. They would craft sharper tools. They would hunt, plan, and speak. The deserts would not defeat them. They would define them. The struggle for water became the spark of intelligence. Necessity forged imagination, and imagination, the first flame of humanity. This is how humanity began, not in comfort, but in thirst. Next time, a new dawn, the rise of Homo erectus.
Wide cinematic shot, wind sweeping their footprints clean. Group digs roots, squeezes moisture, drinks tiny drops.
Footprints fossilizing, stones forming simple paths, faces illuminated by lightning.
flashes across a sky that gives no rain.
Time lapsed, the sun rise higher, the puddle shrinks.
Water seeps upward, glistening between trembling hands.